Feels so good to be back. God only knows. Oh, such a great song. Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, I love you. Cape on the second fret. There's going to be a lot of complicated chords. I think this is the best tab overall of what we're doing, what we're trying to do on the guitar. Let's get right into it. We'll talk about the wacky chords as they come up. But we have some basic chords as well. The intro is going to be 4 lines. 3 out of 4 are just going to be G to F sharp over D. On the fourth line, you're going to go to the E minor, back to this F sharp over D for a second, and then can you hear that little walk that it does? So it's going to be on the D string, so you're going to do open D twice, and then relative to the capo 2 and 4 on the D string. And it can go right into the verse. So for the bulk of the song, it's going to be this. We're going to have a G over C to A minor to E minor. Now some tabs have an E minor 7. I just don't hear that, but we'll just move on. E minor to the A. And then here comes the third line. We're going to have an A over D. And here comes the first wacky chord. It's going to be a B flat diminished 7. How I'm playing that? So, relative to the capo, this is going to be your B flat, right? It's going to be the first fret of the A string. So we know that's a B flat. To make the other description of what's going on here, we're going to have the image on the screen, but it's going to sound like that. They're going to sound pretty wacky, but it's what the next chord, it's setting up for the next chord, and we're going to talk about that on this upcoming chord as well. So here's the B flat diminished 7, first fret of the A string, second fret of the D string. We're going to have an open G, and then second fret of the B string. You can leave that first string, E string, open, and then you just strum down from the 5th string down. Then it's back to the A over D. Then we have another wacky chord. It's the A flat minor 7 flat 5. Yeah, even just weird reading it. You're gonna have a bar. You're gonna bar it. Okay, you're gonna bar it 4th relative to the capo. Okay, and then almost similar to like every other bar chord, but you're gonna put your middle finger on the A string next to your bar, and then you're gonna skip a fret and put your pinky on the second string like that. It's gonna sound really bad, really weird, but the next chord is gonna sound amazing because all you're gonna do is just shift down a fret, keep that like barred shape, and then make your G bar chord. All right, so a little bit faster since this is already at 3 minutes. Let's go. We're at I may not always love you, so long as there are stars above you. You'll never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows. Similar to the intro without you. All right, so on the refrain is what they're calling it. You utilize that bar G, back just walking down to the F sharp over D, to the E minor, and back to the D major, just D major this time. We're gonna have that little walk, open D twice, 2, 3. All right, then we have the same thing again on the verse, and then at the end of the refrain, it's building up to like the instrumental. What I like to do is hang on this D chord after refrain 2. Something like that. So we're hanging on that D chord. What I like to do is just do some hammer-on pull-offs. Put your pinky on that 3rd fret, kind of like a D sus, and then like a D6, I think it is, without the middle finger. Just hammering it on, doing some wacky stuff. So the instrumental, you gotta listen to it a few times to get the timing down, but the chords are gonna be like this. I have it breaking down in like 2 lines here. So it goes right up to this F major, to this D minor, to this A minor 7, D7, okay? And then we're gonna have a D over G. Now it's gonna be best utilized as like a mini bar, and we're gonna have it such as that on the 3rd fret relative to the capo, and we're going to strum from the D down. Then we have an E flat diminished. Now I have it written down. I'm just like looking at the fretboard, like, okay, it's the 8th fret. So once I can like read it, however you read your fretboard, okay, well obviously 8 is next to 7, and before 8, or 8 is next to 7, but before 9. So as long as you can just read that very quickly while playing the song, you can get the chord down. So we have our root note of E flat relative to the capo, right? So we're on the 8th fret here. So we have that, and we got to make a diminished chord out of that. It's similar to the one of the B flat, where we have this little like 2 action going, but we're gonna bring in the pinky here, so we have something like that, and you don't want to get the 1st string there, and the strum from the 5th string down. Back to that D over G. Then now we have a C sharp minor 7 flat 5, right? Another mouthful. This time we're just going to the 6th fret, so there's 2 down from what you just were. And it's going to be pretty much the same as the first one that we did, so we don't have to include the pinky this time, and you can just leave everything else open as you see on the screen. Technically, you're supposed to like bar it and not have those strings play out, but I think it sounds fine and even better like that. And then you're gonna come all the way down. The refrain 3 is a little bit different. It's gonna be G over C, and then a B over G, so in A minor 7. Well, if you should ever leave me, the life would still go on. Believe me, the world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. And then the refrain is going to go over and over again from this G to the F sharp over D to the E minor to the F sharp over D again. So this is going to be that, repeat just as many times as they sing. And that's it. Hopefully this helps. Maybe I can trim it down, but we're already at 7.5 minutes, and that's going to be it. So have a great day.